Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Monday the 8th of April 2019. I'm using the Gay Tarot again for today's reading, a tool of awareness and introspection for those who aren't afraid of diversity. I really like this deck. I want to use it again because there's a lot of masculine energy floating around at the moment, and I am struggling with it. I don't know about you guys, but I felt that things have been overly harsh lately. I believe gay men deserve a tarot deck which can provide a non-threatening venue in which to explore issues of relationship and how to deal with a society whose attitudes towards homosexuality range from indifference to hostility. I want to look at this masculine energy from a gay perspective because it's taking masculinity and looking at it in the most loving and gentle way possible. So, I don't know how your week has been or how the weekend has been, but I feel like I've underestimated the Mars in Aries, not Mars in Aries, the new moon in Aries energy, because it manifested as real hostility in my life. So I hope that you haven't had negative experiences in the past few days, and that it's instead been more about how do I start something new? How do I move forward in life? How can I take my power back and start something of my own rather than being at the mercy of anger or other people's hostility or pain. So we have got the Ace of Wands in reverse, the Seven of Swords, and the Five of Wands. All right, so we have got the Ace of Wands, Magician here. So the Ace of Wands, the wand is waved over the hat and you pull a rabbit out of the hat, and it's pink and it's fun and it's glorious and it's about having a good time doing something that you enjoy, and you turn that into magic and you create a little trick that amuses people and people laugh and enjoy themselves and everything is hunky-dory. And it's about entertainment, and it's about having a grand old time, not being focused on work or needing to get things done, but having the time to go out and to be entertained, or to actually be the one working and doing the entertaining and enjoying that work. We've got these green leaves here as a background, and that is, it's a natural way of going into the day, behaving the way you want to, and being at one with your true nature. So whether that's you bringing joy to the world or being entertained and laughing and having a good time, either way, that's what this card represents. You can see the heart here, so it's about love, and you could say there's an angel here. So it's about an angelic purpose, all of those things. The card is in reverse. So the wand isn't being waved to pull a rabbit out of the hat. What's happening is that the hat is taking on a life of its own, and it's spilling out this energy onto you. So you're not in control here. You don't decide what the ride is going to be. You don't decide what the rabbit is going to look like. You're someone who has to receive what's coming out of the hat. So the roles are reversed today. You're not in control. You don't know what's coming up, and something magical is going to come into your life. Information, a presence, a situation that seems absolutely ludicrous or impossible. you may be faced with something that is unbelievable to you, that you could have never imagined, and suddenly you find yourself in a situation which you thought could never happen, and you somehow have to deal with it, and you're just a little bit stunned. You're standing there and you're like, is this really happening? And I'm supposed to deal with this? Yes, those are the kind of days that sometimes occur. And the important thing on those kind of days is not to have a heart attack and to freak out and to immediately go, oh my God, and to hyperventilate and to shut down and to freak. Try and keep your calm, try and keep your cool. If it's something positive, then fab. If it's good news, like you have got a credit on your loan and we have to repay you £500, then magic, fun, yes, I'll receive that. If it's something unbelievably negative, then just say, oh, did not see that coming. Take a breath and I will deal with that in time. The next card is the Seven of Swords, and we can see this guy on a skateboard delivering the post but not doing a very good job. So again, information is being lost, or there's miscommunication, or letters that are supposed to arrive do not arrive because of one person's selfishness and incompetence and willfulness. So it may be you who is behaving this way. You may feel like, ugh, my job is worthless. I'm not going to. So even though you're getting paid for a job, and I really think that it's important, if you take on a job and you sign the contract and you get paid a certain amount and it's a horrible job that you don't like, I really think it's important that you stick to the rules and that you're responsible and that you do the job that you signed up for. If you don't like the job, then quit. But don't do a half-assed performance. Don't treat it like it's nothing, and don't rise to the occasion and fulfill your promise. You've signed up for something, you're getting paid for it, do the job. Even if you don't like it, then do it as well as you can until you quit and find something better. So you may be that person who doesn't do the job properly, or you may be someone who suffers because someone hasn't delivered the message properly, or you haven't got the information in the correct way, or you're missing out on some major key info, and that leaves a huge gap in terms of your knowledge. And if you had that piece of information, then you would act or react to what's going on completely differently. So there's something coming in today, and you're not prepared for it. Either because you're too busy messing around and not taking things seriously, or because you haven't got the memo and you really are surprised and it's like, boom. So this is even more of a surprise that Monday is going to really be a day that has a major impact on you that you did not see coming. Finally, we've got the Five of Wands. Five of Wands is trivial conflict. So you can see these guys playing hockey and knocking their hockey sticks against each other. It's fun. It's a game. They're testing out their strength, their skills, and it's, yeah, sometimes they can, throw each other against the glass and it can become a little bit tough. But ultimately, hockey is a game that's there again to entertain people. And these guys are testing out their strength, and by playing against the other team, they can see how good they are and how good the other people are. So it's about testing your abilities. And it's the second time entertainment has come into today's reading. There may be some sort of entertainment show that you go and see that totally gives you a message, or that gives you a perspective that you've never ever considered, and that really changes your life. I remember I watched Blue Jasmine in the cinema, and the movie, the film is so cruel to the protagonist, and it's written by Woody Allen, and he has become so jaded by writing a script that was so relentless in the way it treated the protagonist so cruelly. There was a real cynicism about it, and there was a lack of compassion that really, really surprised me. I mean, you know, Woody Allen, whatever, you know, the controversial figure, all of that stuff. But in the 90s, those films were always like, you know, Let's Go Dancing in Paris, and they were always just about chatting and fun little films. This was, it really shocked me that he would take this, even though it was a character, and completely ruin her. And it was like a lesson that life can absolutely be totally unforgiving. And if you mess up, you can fail and lose beyond redemption. And it had the message that there's no such thing as grace, that if you make the wrong choices, you will be punished and you will be in hell and you will lose your mind and you will end up on a bench gibbering to yourself and there's no way back. And I don't believe that. I believe that there is grace, and that if we work with our inner selves and our higher power, then we're guided, and we always have a way back, and there's always light at the end of the tunnel. And when I came out of that film, my perspective was really clouded by that film. It had a really negative impact on me for a while, because that worldview was not something that I wanted to accept or be any part of. It was so negative and so hopeless that I wanted absolutely nothing to do with it. It took me a couple of days to shake it off. So it may be that there's a piece of art or music or a letter or a person popping up from the past who comes in and entertains you and surprises you in a positive way or in a negative way. You didn't have this information before, so you don't see it coming, and it will catch you by surprise. Or you're in a situation where information comes in and you're forced to deal with it, and rather than being an outsider watching what's going on, you are the protagonist, you're in it, and info comes into your life that you have to deal with, that you're unprepared for, and that you have to then jostle to rectify. Now, the good news about this is that the Five of Wands is trivial conflict. This isn't the end of the world, okay? You may feel surprised today. You may feel like, oh my goodness, where did that come from? Whoa, I didn't see that coming at all. Like, yikes. But the good thing is that this isn't a thing that is super, super serious in the grand scheme of things. This isn't like your pension plan is gone forever and the company's gone bust, and now you're going to have to work from the age of 75 until your last day on this planet because that company's gone bust, and your whole pension that you've saved for your whole life is gone. It's not that kind of serious, life-altering information that comes in. So it's not a huge life event. It's something that's temporary, that still surprises you, that causes you some trivial conflict or pain, and that you may have to deal with. So it could be like your son or your daughter's getting divorced, and you suddenly, wow, I thought they were happy together, and I really didn't see that coming. And for them, that's quite significant and long term, but it's not the end of their lives. And also, I don't see that this is like the day that you get the diagnosis that's like, okay, you have 2 months to go. It's not that serious. It's more of a life event that you have to deal with. It's one of those annoying things that we all have to deal with in life, that take up our time, that frazzle our energetic kind of nervous system, and that we just have to deal with. It's the ego at work trying to distract us from our real purpose by really keeping us busy dealing with a load of crap, which is what this is. It's going to be either, hopefully it's good news for you, but some people are going to get some crappy miscommunication that has to be rectified, and you have to send a big email and you have to take the time to explain everything, even though it should have been explained before. The letter should have arrived. It should have all been done and dusted. It should have been sorted out, and now you have to go to the solicitor again and have the deed reprinted and sent over to the next solicitor so that they know that the exchange of the house was done properly, that kind of thing. Like annoying paperwork, red tape, bureaucracy, irritating things like that. 1 and 7, numerology-wise, is 8, and 5 is 13. 1 and 3 is 4, and 4 is about structure and stability. So fundamentally, the structure and the stability of your life doesn't change. So it's not life changing in a significant way. It's a temporary irritant. So remember, this too will pass. This is a temporary event, a temporary thing that's happening in your life, and don't lose your cool over it, because you'll get through it. And try and learn from it, and try and practice not getting sucked into situations and reacting emotionally, and try and keep your calm and deal with it in the best way that you can, and try and become stronger from it and learn from it. Have a wonderful day. I hope you do have a wonderful day and that you do get good news here that's totally unexpected. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. I use tarot, astrology, and numerology in my personal readings. So get in touch with me on the website to order your reading. Have a great start to the week, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.